What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing, and today I'm going to be predicting the outcome of Andy Ruiz Jr. versus Chris Arreola, which is going to be a 12-rounder for the WBA Heavyweight World Title Eliminator, and this fight is going to be Saturday, May 1st, from the Dignity Sports Park in Carson, California, and this fight is going to be broadcasted on Fox pay-per-view. And again, to both fighters, Andy Ruiz Jr. fighting out of the United States of Mexican heritage. He holds a record of 33 wins, 2 defeats, so 22 wins coming by way of knockout. He is currently ranked number 7 by BoxRec in the heavyweight division, and just again to his resume, he has victories over Sergey Liakovic via unanimous decision, a knockout win over Ray Austin, and in his first ever defeat, he lost to Joseph Parker for the vacant WBO Heavyweight World Championship back in 2016, and that was in New Zealand, and it was via majority decision, as I was saying before. I personally scored that bout 115-113 in favor of Ruiz, arguably 116-112, but the judges, in my opinion, since it was in Parker's hometown, they scored it in favor of Parker. But since losing to Joseph Parker, his biggest win was against Alexander Dimitrenko via knockout, and that was his first fight signed with PBC. And a few months, maybe a few weeks after beating Alexander Dimitrenko, he was called up to take on Anthony Joshua after Jarrell Miller tested positive for PEDs, and then he actually pulled off one of the biggest upsets in heavyweight history and knocked Anthony Joshua out for the unified heavyweight world titles. He dropped Joshua 4 times, and Ruiz was also dropped once in the third, and produced one of the best rounds of 2019 in that third round, and he won that fight via 7th round knockout. But in their rematch, he lost via wide unanimous decision against Anthony Joshua and came in overweight and out of shape. But to get into his opponent's resume, Chris Arreola, fighting out of the United States of Mexican heritage, similar to Andy Ruiz, he holds a record of 38 wins, 6 defeats, and 1 draw, with 33 wins coming by way of knockout. He is currently not ranked by BoxRec, and he has fought for the WBC Heavyweight World Title multiple times, and in all of those times he has lost, as he's lost to Deontay Wilder via knockout for the WBC Heavyweight World Championship. He's also lost to Bermane Stiverne twice in their first fight. I believe it was via unanimous decision for the vacant WBC Heavyweight World Title, and I believe it was in the rematch where he did lose via knockout. But correct me if I'm wrong in the comments there. But he also has a unanimous decision defeat to Tomas Adamek, a unanimous decision defeat to Adam Kovnatsky, and a knockout defeat to Vitaly Klitschko for the WBC Heavyweight World Championship. He has a draw against Fred Cassie as well, and a no decision against Travis Kaufman. But his best wins come against Jamil McCline, Jean-Pierre Augustin, Curtis Harper, Eric Molina, and a DQ win against Chaz Witherspoon. And in my opinion, this fight is a mismatch, as Chris Arreola hasn't fought since August of 2019, and in that fight, it was a loss to Adam Kovnatsky via fairly clear and wide unanimous decision. Although he put up one of the biggest punch outputs in the heavyweight division, and I believe it is a record for most punches thrown in a heavyweight matchup, but still, I don't really see him doing much to Andy Ruiz, because Ruiz has looked tremendous, and he looked in great shape since joining the Canelo team with Eddie Reynoso, with Frank Sanchez, with Ryan Garcia, even with Oscar Valdez, and I'm not too sure if Luis Neri is still in that camp. Just put that down below in the comments if he is. But yeah, it's a great camp with some of the best fighters in the world. I don't know who he's sparring, but still, it's great training there, and I believe came in at the lowest of his career, as he came in at 256 or 255 for this fight, and he's looked in great shape. And his legs are built like tree trunks now. They're good to hold him up, good to generate power, especially in hooks to the head and hooks to the body. And I know in that Reynoso camp, they practice a lot of uppercuts and hooks to the body, similar to what Canelo does to break down his opponents. But Andy Ruiz Jr., here, I see him dominating Chris Arreola, as Arreola, in my opinion, wouldn't really have much to do, as he's sort of becoming a gatekeeper in the heavyweight division. He's sort of just there to give some of these best guys good comeback fights, or just good victories nonetheless. As against Adam Kovnatsky, he put up a good fight, tried his best, but still lost clearly, and I think it will be the same for Andy Ruiz, as Arreola will definitely put up his best, try hard, try to win this fight, but it won't happen. As he's 40 years old, his best years are behind him, and he's lost every single time he stepped up to fight a top 10 fighter. And I think Andy Ruiz will get the job done here. I think he will stop Chris Arreola. He might drop him a few times, but I see Ruiz stopping Arreola standing from round 6 through 10. I could just see Ruiz breaking Arreola down to the head and to the body. I don't think it will be a stoppage where Arreola is dropped on the ground and he can't get up. I think it will be an accumulation of shots that ultimately ends the fight. So overall, I believe that Andy Ruiz Jr. will dominate Chris Arreola in his comeback fight since 2019, and he will win via knockout from round 6 to round 10 to get his 34th victory and 23rd knockout. And yeah, that's really it. I'm MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.